Hi, this is Zach Meir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 4th of April. Starting off with the FTSE 100, where we're getting ever nearer to the 50-day moving average. That's there at 77.70 or 60, I suppose, maybe to be more precise. So a little bit of a journey to go, 80, 90 points to go to get to that. We are looking steady while we're above former resistance on the way down at 76.40. And that's really the line in the sand as far as today's price action is concerned. If we fall below that, then it would be down to the March resistance line area around 75.40. Worst case scenario at the moment, probably the need for another test of support at the rising 200-day moving average. That is at 74.45. But at this stage, even if we do that, we would expect a rebound from that zone. RSI pushed through the neutral 50 level, so it's in the upper 50, the lower 50s rather, which is a decent start in terms of getting through the 50-day line, and then perhaps even onto that February resistance line as high as 78.50 by the end of this month. On to the DAX, which has been rather stronger than the FTSE in the recent past. It's just holding up near the highs of the year to date, so around the peak there around 15,700, so just very near to that area. Above 15,700, looking for 16,200 and a line of resistance from September. Best case scenario would be up to 17,000 maybe by the end of next month, but too early to say. We're still trading in the aftermath of the unfilled gap for the upside last week, which is a very strong signal. It actually completes an island reversal for March going into April. And we've still got the 50 and 200-day moving averages rising well. RSI in the upper 50s, so actually almost suggesting this market is just getting going rather than actually near to getting a bit overheated. On to the Dow, which has been the most difficult of the three, but looking to make some progress. Decent rise yesterday. We've pushed through the 50-day moving average at 33,100, and now everything depends on that one-year resistance line at 34,000. It would be great and a real achievement if we can break through 34,000 and then push through onto the top of that rising trend channel from September as high as 36,300. But obviously, that is a long way away at the moment. The main problem here will be 34,000. That's valid while we hold above the 50-day moving average, below the 50-day line. Another test for support near the 200-day moving average around 32,400 and the floor of the post-autumn price channel. RSI, the highest of the big three in terms of the indices, so near 63, 64, but still away from being overbought. On to Bitcoin, where every day we look and we hope that we'll have a 30 or 3 handle on here. It's not going to be today either. We've got this hopefully mid-move consolidation bull flag in place, based at 26,700. Above that, we're looking for 32,000. The top of that rising trend channel from the end of the year, or alternatively, you could call it a broadening triangle from back in June. Below 26,700 risks a test of support towards 25,000 post-August resistance and the 50-day moving average. But at this stage, we're not anticipating much lower than that if we do indeed dip. RSI above neutral 50, so still in the right place for a potential move towards 32,000. On to the stocks, and we start off with Ascent Resources, where obviously people patiently waiting for 500 million euros plus to hit the bank account there. In the meantime, we've got the shares actually down after today's announcement, even though there was a sort of settlement news of a kind, much smaller than 500 million euros. Interesting here that we've had lower lows for March, April, but the RSI actually higher than it was back in January. So a bit of bullish divergence suggests that we could be near a turning point towards 3 pence. That might be something that some people are tempted by. You can see the low there back in March last year, around 2.9 pence. So if you do believe in the big win for this company, then maybe this is the area for a bottom fish. Otherwise, wait for the trend to break, and that would be breaking the October resistance line there around 3.25 pence as a momentum signal. On to a stock which I covered yesterday. Can't get enough of this one because it's doing well. Here we've got Block Energy through the 50-day moving average. Bullish divergence there as well. Unfilled gap to the upside, which is the real kicker here. Unfilled gaps to the upside can be very, very strong indeed. We saw the same on Marula at the beginning of its rally. Above the 50-day line around the 1 pence level, looking for 1.8 as soon as the end of next month on Block. Further news today from Corcel, and see its fans getting very excited on Twitter. Here we've managed also to have a decent achievement on the technical front. We've broken through the 200-day moving average there at 0.35, and above that looking for 0.6, perhaps as soon as the end of next month. 0.6 being the top of a broadening triangle from back in August. The other plus point is the way that we've had shares bouncing off a rising 50-day moving average that's been rising since the beginning of February, and something I didn't notice until just now, we've actually gapped up today. So looking pretty strong indeed for Corcel at the moment, especially while we're above, as I said, the 200-day line at 0.35. On to a stock which I haven't covered for quite a while, but it looks as though this is the time to cover it. Emmerson, here the shares breaking that line of resistance there from December. So the first proper break, well, there was an attempt back in February, first proper break in the recent past. Good hammer candle to start the week as well, so that does suggest that we have finally hit the lows there. If you're cautious, you wait for an end of day close back above the old October-November support there around 4.6 pence, but the trendline break suggests that at least in the near term, maybe by the end of this month, we could head back to the top of that triangle from November around 5.5 pence, where it's meeting the 200-day line as well. But need to get back above that 200-day line. We haven't been back above that since the summer, and that would be the first sign that the trend has really changed. But above the 4 pence area, looking for 5.5 on Emmerson. Stock which I covered a while back and had a good rally is GSTechnologies. Looks like we might be getting ready for a fresh leg to the upside. Nice sideways shuffle either side of the 50-day moving average. It's still falling, but nice price action either side of it. Above the upper 30s, so 0.36, 0.37. We're looking for a retest of last month's resistance towards 0.55 or a bit higher by the end of this month. RSI's pushed through the neutral 50 level as well to help things along. On to Genflow, which was boasting its cash runway today. It's a 2-year cash runway. Here we've gapped up higher off the lows of the year, so that was around 1.5 pence. But while there are no new lows, we're looking for a return to last month's resistance around 2.3 pence by the end of this month. The reason we're including the stock today, apart from the news, is the bullish divergence. So the lower lows there for March, April, but a higher RSI line or RSI trace there from versus back in November. So looking rather better there. On to one of the stocks of the past week, which is Jersey Oil and Gas. In fact, the stock of the last 3 days. Here we managed to exceed expectations. Actually, we're looking for £2.90 and we went up to £3.34, I think, yesterday and today. The current view is that we need to have an end of day close back above 290 to then give us a fresh retest of the 360 zone, which was former October resistance. Moving along to a company which I covered yesterday as well, I believe, from memory, a live company. Here it's also making progress. This is also included on the basis of the unfilled gap to the upside off the low, so the shares have made good progress on that. Through the 50-day line now at 2.25 pence, and we're looking for as high as 3.8 pence by the end of next month, while that gap there remains unfilled. One of the best stocks of the year to date has been Marula, and another go at looking at the charting situation today. Here the share's up 10% on the news from the company, and we're looking for the top of that channel there from July as high as 17 pence, while we remain above the 10 pence area. You can see that the lows yesterday in the previous session down near the 11 pence area, so 10 pence looks like a decent stop loss area. Next situation is Mila or Mila. And here we've had a nice signal, which is in fact a gap close signal. So we gapped down just at the end of last month, but yesterday we closed that gap at the end of the day. We got to another positive there, apart from the gap close buy signal. It's a bear trap from below the December support, and I suppose you can add in the rising 50-day line above that at 1.1 pence, looking for 1.9 pence by the end of next month. So finally a bit of a recovery there. Another situation which is in recovery mode is Predator, and here you can see that we've got the rising trend channel off the lows from back in January. The floor of the channel there, and support from back in February around the 6 pence level. Above that we're looking for 9.5 pence, ideally by the end of this month. A gap close signal would be an end of day close basically above the 7.5 pence level today. Moving on to a stock which has come up with a decent update regarding graphite quality, Tirupati. Here we're now above the 50-day line at 30.5 pence, and above that looking for 40 pence over the next couple of weeks. If you are cautious, you wait for an end of day close through 33.5, which was today's and yesterday's resistance zone. Last couple of stocks now. First one is United Oil and Gas, which has made progress in Egypt, and that seems to have finally fired the bulls into action. Here you can see that we've got a rising trend channel which has been in place since the turn of the year. Top of the channel probably as I'm drawing it, so heading for the 2 pence area, and ideally we get that over the next week or two. After that, a much higher target could be on Q, and that would be a resistance line on the top of a channel with a resistance line heading up to 3.5. But at the moment just going for 2 while we're above the recent resistance around 1.4 pence. So end of day close above 1.4, looking for 2 pence on UOG. Finishing off with Wishbone, and here shares certainly been in the wars over the recent past, but there's an attempt here to break back above the 50-day moving average, which is the first time since back in September, so that is quite significant. We've got a broadening triangle situation here, so basically the floor of the channel there like that from December, and above the 50-day moving average we're looking for, which is around 3.5 pence, we're looking for at least a retest of former support on the way down up to 4.25 over coming days. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.